Oh boy, there's something new on the TV. For a live drunk studio audience, it's August 6th, 2018, and you're watching Nick Drinks at Night. On this episode, we'll talk to Tammy Coxon from Tammy's Tastings. We'll review Rob Weiss's subscription box, prepare for International Rum Day by tasting some rum with friends, tour the HMS Cocktail, and of course, all the news and events of the week. I'm Booze Bunny, here to show you how to do it. Welcome to Nick Drinks at Night, where we talk about any and all things related to booze and cocktail culture. And now, here's your host, Nick Britsky!
Hey, everyone. So far, so good. Welcome to our very first episode of Nick Drinks at Night. I would like to thank all the staff that's working on this. The live studio audience, give yourself a round of applause. We have Shelly that'll be operating the audience, so we can test out some of their different phrases right now. Oh, that's good.
Ooh,
it's good.
Sexy kiss, huh?
That was a golf clap. All right. So, yeah, I'm your host. I'm your host, Nick Britsky, and this is my sidekick, Booze Bunny.
Greetings, Nick.
How was your weekend, Booze Bunny?
Oh, it was great. I just got back from Costa Rica, and boy, is my liver tired.
Didn't get a big laugh.
Nope. That was supposed to be the polite laughter sign, but thanks anyways.
I hear you're doing some home improvements.
Oh, yes. I have many things I am working on.
Such as?
Oh, yes, keep talking. So I'm painting a door. I'm building a tiny rocking chair for one of my 457 bunny children.
Ah, yes, yep.
There's only one to go around because I'm not buying 457 tiny rocking chairs.
So things we're going to learn is Booze Bunny's cheap and Booze Bunny likes to drink.
Yep. It'll be definitely a linear backstory, too. No holes in this backstory at all. We're not making it up as we go along, folks.
All right.
Not at all.
Why don't we head to our first segment? And this is going to be the news of the week.
Ooh.
Look at those graphics. All right, so the first news we have, and this is out of NBC, and people are embracing pantdrunk. This is the Finnish way of drinking alone in your underwear. It's really picking up steam in the US, and people seem to be loving it.
Yep, or as Nick likes to call it, every day.
I do have a lot of practice of drinking in my underwear.
Yep.
I do have to say that.
A lot of spare time lately?
A lot of spare time, yes.
Too soon? I'm sorry. Sorry.
Oh. Anyway. All right, so that is number one. Number two, this is from the Washingtonian. There's a Rick and Morty themed pop-up bar coming to DC.
Oh.
And it's called the Wubba Lubba Dub Pub. Going to be open August 9th through August 6th. And it's done by the Drink Company, two great guys, Derek and Angie. They're going to have all sorts of ricks jump out. They're going to have specific science equipment. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, sounds like something the millennials will love.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. It's something that us old bunnies like to just say. That's all we got. Blah, blah, blah. Millennials, blah, blah, blah. They're killing Applebee's, blah, blah, blah. Here's your pop-up stupid show.
So also says on the ceilings, they're going to have some real fake doors. They're going to have a plumbus, of course. If you don't know what that is, look it up. Interdimensional cable is going to be playing, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Real fake doors?
Real fake doors.
That means nothing.
What do you imagine? You're a bunny.
Fake news. Fake doors.
All right, next we're going to move to the Las Vegas Review, and two patrons were burned by flaming drinks at Hell's Kitchen. These two customers were at Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen, where they were taken to the hospital Thursday night after being burned by flaming drinks.
Ooh, I got burned by flaming Moe's once with Aerosmith in the 90s.
Yeah?
Simpsons reference.
I get it, yeah, it was funny. She said that the drink was tiki style and called the Rum Donkey. So if you go online, the ingredients include rum, falernum, brown sugar, ginger beer, torched passion fruit. I don't know why we need to know what the drinks are, the recipes.
Well, I don't think they're going to be available anymore, so.
You think they're shut down? You think that's it?
I would hope so. What did he say to himself after he burned his patrons? He's like, looks in the mirror and goes, "You're stupid, blah, 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 British accent, blah, blah, blah."
Gordon Ramsay.
Yes.
I get it. Yeah, okay. All right, number 4, North Peak, which is a local brewing company, is celebrating their new canning line with both an MSU and U of M beers. One's called Hail Pale, and the other is called Sparta IPA. Nowhere on the dates, but it sounds like it's going to be fall 2016.
Oh, is it brewed with Red Cedar River water?
God, I hope not.
Yeah, me neither. May cause hepatitis A through C.
All right, let's do a from the audience poll. Who's more of an MSU fan?
Yay!
Okay, how about U of M? All right, I hear our guests clapping, so maybe that balances things out. Last but not least, Long Island wineries are fed up with the rowdy bachelorette parties. The Wolf Estate Vineyard in the Hamptons has this quote, "We are delighted when guests choose to celebrate the occasion with us. However, we do not allow bachelorette parties. I will respectfully, to be respected for other guests, we kindly request that any celebratory party, anniversary, decor, or accessories be left behind." Basically, they're saying that these bachelorettes are just having too much fun.
Yep, I grew up in the Bronx Zoo myself, and many wild bunny bachelorette and bachelor parties there.
Yeah, what kind of trouble did you get into?
Well, somebody would talk to this person, and somebody would talk to that person. Then they shut the whole place down.
Oh.
Yeah, oh well.
Oh well.
Look what I'm doing now, though, right?
Things are going up in the world.
Oh, up and up.
I do have to say, one of the last times we were out drinking with some friends, there was a bunch of bachelorettes that were taking photos, and they were obviously very drunk. And with one of my friends, Jeff, we were taking some photos to mock them. So if you check out Facebook, you can see those lovely photos that we have of them. All right, so camera 2's over there. Hello. All right, so that is all of the events for the week. Now we're going to take a look at the calendar for what's up. So this is the calendar segment where we cover cool, boozy events in the Metro Detroit area for the week. First up, August 6th, 2018. That is a Monday. That's today, everyone. Today is International Hangover Day. How's everyone feeling? That's pretty good for International Hangover Day. I'm pretty impressed with that. A little more details on that event. It's happening all day today. The location is basically in your head. And for more information, you can check your liver. So let's see what's next. On August 9th, 2018, that is a Thursday, there is a Spanish wine dinner that is happening at Craftwork downtown. It's going to be on their patio, starts at 6:30, and for more information, check out their website. Next, we have the third event. This is August 10th, 2018. That's a Friday. The Savoir Food and Wine Festival, 6 o'clock at the Detroit Zoo. You can check out Eventbrite for more information there. Next, on the August 11th, which is Saturday, we have the Great Ferndale Water Gun Fight. Now, why is this booze related? So the reason it's booze related is there are two teams, the Port team and the New Way Bar team. So you can compete in the event this Saturday. You have to buy a hat. I believe it's pink and yellow, and that'll dictate what team you're on, and then you can go squirt gun. The police did have a warning. If you squirt someone without a hat, that is assault. Please don't do that. Finally, August 16th, 2018, this is next Thursday. This is International Rum or Rum Day. That's rum with an H. This is going to be happening all day. Location is everywhere. And for more information, you can go to rumday.com. So what is cool about that is we are going to be talking rum this episode. So we have a couple rums to sample. We have some rums for the audience to sample. And it is going to be just a lovely rum-filled episode. So those are your events for this week, August. Nick Drinks at Night. We'll be right back. We're going to do a couple messages. Stay tuned as we get ready to celebrate International Rum Day.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
I'm leaving my mic here.
That's fine.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community. which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Hey everyone, we are back. Nick Drinks, we're here to talk about all things that are related boozy, cocktail culture. I'm your host, Nick Britsky, and we are going to be sampling some products. We are right in the middle of setting up, so we have a couple more glasses that'll come on. Everyone give a round of applause for my wife here. Poor thing got wrangled into this.
Didn't have a choice.
All right, so I'm going to introduce the people we have here. Off to my right, this is Tammy Coxon. She is the CFO of Tammy's Tastings. CTO. It does say the right lower third right there, CTO. See?
Which stands for Chief Tasting Officer.
Ah, okay, not technology.
No.
Okay, and so we have a couple rums that we're going to be tasting today. We also have Rocco from the studio audience right here. And Rocco, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I work in doing prototype cars and things for the test industry, and right here in Michigan.
Wonderful. Have we ever met each other?
Oh, no.
No, never. Okay. There are a couple books that I wanted to talk about. So if you are interested in rum, there are some great things that are out there. Two of my favorite books, I would say the first one is Bottle of Rum. This is by Wayne Curtis. And this is a great book here. I got to see Wayne speak at Tales of the Cocktail. Very, very knowledgeable, knows a ton about rum, a lot of great history here. Rum Curious is by Fred Minnick. This is a little bit newer. Another great book. I don't know if you've had a chance to read this guy yet. I know, of course, you have this one, yeah.
That one.
But this is another great one here. And then there's a couple other great recipe books. This is Beach Bum Berries. This is Potions of the Caribbean. So some good recipes in here. But yeah, let's get started with these. So what we are going to do here is, don't put up the lower third yet. I kind of have a little bit of mystery here, because the thought with this segment is we have an industry professional and we have kind of a more average everyday guy. So you can get a sense of the products if you feel you're more on the industry side or if you're more kind of the home consumer side. So these should have all been poured, which is my bad. So why don't you
turn around?
Why don't you turn around, close your eyes.
All right.
And so everyone, now we can put the lower third up now. The secret word of the day is So we're going to pour all of these. Again, round of applause for Lish. So, audience, who's a fan of rum? Yeah. Do we like to drink it neat, in cocktails? Yell out what you like to do.
Everything.
Everything. All of the above. Oh, cocktails. All right. A favorite cocktail out there, anyone?
Jungle Bird.
Ooh, good one. Didn't you try to get me to make one of those at my party? I feel like I failed pretty bad. All right. Everyone, magically turn around. The drinks are poured. Woo! Okay. So they go with the same order, 1, 2, 3, hopefully. And why don't we start with number 1? And Tammy, go ahead, see what you think. Rocco, go ahead. Watching people taste things, good TV. Rich, have a lot of kind of like ash and barrel.
Right, a smoky
Smoky.
kind of.
Wet, peppery.
Wet, peppery. Peppery's a good one. Peppery's a very good one. Yeah.
Is
What-
this do you want me to guess anything yet?
I mean, if you're so bold, you can.
Is this a Martinique rum?
Oh, could be.
Licorice?
Licorice.
Smells
Licorice.
I
All
have
right.
no idea what it is.
So Tammy is right on the money. This is a Martinique rum. Give Tammy a round of applause. So Martinique rums are great. Actually, the cocktail that the audience has, you guys have a variation of a Martinique rum. You have a tea punch. So you have Martinique rum, you have a little bit of lime, and you have some cane syrup. What's great about these rum drinks is these are fresh pressed cane syrup. They're great.
Fresh cane juice.
Juice,
That's what
yes,
makes
juice,
them
right,
so
right.
unique, and why I could pick it out right away is because that cane juice makes it taste so different than every other kind of rum.
And what's different is, so the audience has a white rum, which is a little more funky and has a lot of great flavors on it. This one's a little bit smoother because this has some age on it. But they're really, really great rums. I encourage you to check them out. If a little cross post right here on Herd Podcast, publication I also work on, we have Melissa Pinkerton, who's coming in. She is the national brand ambassador for Rum JM. And on Tuesday of next week, she's going to be talking about rum with us. So that'll be great, because next week, on Thursday, as we said, is International Rum Day. So very good. All right, why don't we look at number 2.
All right.
Ooh, that's a big pour. Definitely sweeter, less funk. Lots of fruit flavors, cotton candy.
Caramel. Caramel corn.
So I haven't tasted this one yet, so this is brand new to me. And it's actually brand new to Michigan, too.
Oh, all right. There's a clue. It's really easy drinking.
You can also read the teleprompter, I just noticed, too. So there it is.
Not even looking. Not even looking.
So this one will be hard to guess. What I wanted to do is I wanted to grab something that's in Michigan, something that's not in Michigan, and then something a little more rare. So this one I happened to find out in Holiday Market. It is now in Michigan. And this is Foursquare Rum. This is their Zinfandel cask blend. So it's actually 2 different combinations. I believe one is a 5-year-old rum in bourbon barrels. The other one's a 6-year-old rum in ex-Zinfandel wine casks. And then the whole thing's matured for 11 years in bourbon casks. This was actually bottled in 2015 and is now available in Michigan. It wasn't. I actually bought this guy in Chicago.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting, because Foursquare Rum is one of these new rum companies
Yes.
that are doing some really innovative, interesting things, and I'm excited to hear they're in the state now. That's good news.
Are you familiar with Cocktail Wong?
I am.
So Matt he loves Foursquare Rum. Another person I would encourage you to go check out. He does a lot of great things with rums, and a really good guy. Rocco, what rums do you normally drink? If any?
Zaya.
Okay, Zaya.
I mean, we have regular run-of-the-mill Bacardi around.
Sure.
What is the Jamaican rum? All of them. But,
All of them, yeah.
No, Mount Gay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you normally drink them in a cocktail? Do you normally mix with them?
Yes.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
As a Zaya drinker, did you enjoy this one? Because
This
to me,
one-
that
this-
when I tasted it, I said, "Oh, reminds me a little bit of Zaya and that."
This keeps
caramel."
tasting like juicy fruit in my mouth right now. Afterwards, it's so fruity.
And I see that, yeah, there's definitely kind of a cotton candy-ish, very fruit flavorful
Yeah, I
kind
did
of
like that
flavor
quite
here.
a bit though.
Absolutely. Cool, good. All right, I feel like we are flying through time right now. Yep, I'm getting a head nod right here. So before...
Slow down.
Slow down.
Taste
More
rum very
content.
slowly.
Yeah,
Okay.
go back to the Zinfandel.
Well, I wonder if that's where the fruit notes that Rocco's getting are coming from, is the Zinfandel barrels.
Well,
In addition to, rum can have a lot of fruit notes too.
And I think that's why I like kind of the sugar base more. I mean, certainly with bourbon, there's so much sugar in corn, you're getting a lot of those sweetnesses too. But rum definitely has a lot of sweetnesses. So there's
yeah, this
some
one's
crazy
more
weather outside.
smells more like raisins.
Yep. So this guy is 11 years versus 3 years, so you can kind of taste the differences here. There definitely is a lot more character
Do
on
we
this
know
guy.
where the rums from here come from?
Barbados.
Barbados.
Yep. Good stuff. All right. Well, why don't we look at the last one?
Wow.
So this is a very limited edition. We could not get a full bottle of this because this is a very small batch. Right off the bat, a lot of brown sugar.
I did peek at the teleprompter this time, so I know what this one is. I've had it before. It's really unique and interesting.
Wow. A lot of sugar.
It's really
Yeah.
sweet.
A lot of sweetness.
The brown sugar you got on the
Is
nose.
so
That's
prevalent.
what it tastes like too.
I don't think I would drink that alone. That would definitely be in a cocktail or something for me.
And I feel like there are, especially when I get to beers, especially some of the bourbon barrel aged beers, it is really hard to drink a full bottle of those. I feel like this is up there with that. There's a lot of flavor here. So to kind of reveal this to everyone, this is Papa's Pilar. This is their Ernest Hemingway 24. And this was released actually in May of this year. So Nick Drinks got a little sample
Oh,
of
so
this.
this isn't the regular. This is
No,
another one.
so this
from
is
them.
the Ernest
Okay.
Hemingway limited edition. Yeah, I
right.
can't read that.
I was there in. I was actually in Key West last year and visited the distillery.
Okay.
And they didn't have that one yet. So
Well, tell us about the distillery experience.
it's very much a distillery experience. It's not really a distillery. It's, they've got some distilling going on, but they actually do most of their production elsewhere. But you can come in and learn about Papa Pilar's history. That's Ernest Hemingway's nickname. You can learn about his history and his connection to rum, and sort of they talk about the process. But it was fun. It was good. And then you get to taste some rum, and they had lots of cocktail recipes to hand out.
That's great. Now, Rocco, have you ever been to any distilleries or wineries or breweries to test out some product?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How do you go about some of that stuff? When you travel, do you search for those?
Sometimes it's ad hoc, like we show up, we see that there's a distillery there, just see if there's something going on. Sometimes it's planned. One time out west, I went into Rogue Brewery with my wife, and we went to go do a tour, and there was nobody in the office up front, so we looked around, and there was nobody in the gift shop, so we kept looking around, and then finally I was just like, well, I just gave the tour to my wife, and about 90% through the tour, someone said, hey, what are you doing in here? And it's like, oh, I'm just doing the tour, and they just left us alone.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
I have to say, when I went to go do the Buffalo Trace tour, that is the longest tour I've ever been on. And it's up, down, up and down, up and down, up and down, stairs, not stairs, anyway, all over the place. It was about an hour, and my coworker with me had heels on and was just in agony.
Yeah.
So now that we're kind of in the rum segment here, we're going to open up to a little bit of audience questions. So we have this panel of kind of 2.5 rum specialists. Do you guys have, I'm the half, do you guys have any questions about rum that you might be curious about?
What's the rum you've never tried that you've always wanted to?
Oh, that's a good question. Rum I've never tried. Well, it was funny, up until today, it was Foursquare.
That would be me too.
So I would say the other thing is there's some amazing of the different Martinique rums that we don't get here. There was one really strange bottle I found in Indianapolis that was a clear rum and a Martinique rum. And it was so funky and so aromatic and so amazing. It was incredible. It's hard to say. A lot of the rums that I've heard of, I go seek out. But if there's a new one out there, and I'm sure there's millions, let me know and I'm all over it.
So Plantation Rum, are you familiar with them?
Oh my God.
So they do a lot of different things. They're actually a really interesting company. They're actually a cognac distiller who got into rum and gin and making other kinds of products. And so they don't make their own rum, but they buy it up and they blend it. And they do some really interesting bottlings. They do a lot of vintage bottlings and single plantation or whatever. So there's tons of their rums I'd love to try.
And that's a great thing. So when you go traveling with Plantation, we don't get a lot of those single vintage stuff.
No.
So when I was actually in Chicago at Binny's, which is one of my favorite places to shop,
Absolutely.
I picked up their XO, I picked up their Jamaican. Those things, what's great is they're actually, everything that's in the Michigan Liquor Book. You can actually go to the Michigan Liquor Book site and see if it's for sale in Michigan. And if it's not there, then you might as well go buy it if you're at Binny's, because it's something you will have access to in Michigan.
Although I have to say, it's gotten so much better in
It has,
Michigan.
yeah.
I remember the first time I did a tiki party and I needed a Martinique drink for a cocktail. It was a Martinique rum for a cocktail I was making, and there wasn't one in the state. And I went with Barbancourt because it was the closest thing we could get.
Yep.
And so we've just come so far.
And I think that's the first kind of rum with an H that I was aware of, even though that one's kind of not really ish. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so we are going to wrap up that segment right now, and we are going to prepare for our next one, and this is a tour of the HMS Cocktail. Thank you guys so much. We're going to do a little cleanup here. We got a video that we're going to prep. All right, so here we are. Blues Buddy, if you want to come help me talk about this. So, Blues Buddy, this is my trip
Choices, decorating choices, and nautical choices too, really. So
Well, this boat, I feel like you would
Oh.
And it actually plumes out smoke. So
Wow.
It's a fake steamboat.
I'm impressed.
Good, it should be. So here's me handing out some cocktails to these unwilling victims.
Oh yes. Did they think that you were just some vagrant in a tiny boat?
Some schmuck.
Yeah.
This was a Rusted Crow cocktail that I put together for them. It was super delicious. What's crazy is that's 0 waves, okay? Because this is like a little canal. When you get to the back of the Detroit Belle Isle Boathouse, it's like super crazy waves. I almost went underwater.
Oh, that would have been a sad thing. They would have made a song for you like the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yes.
The Nicholas Britsky. He had a stupid boat and he went around the canal and he drowned because he didn't take swimming classes.
So actually, Seth, our switcher, was helping me here, as Joe, who's running our teleprompter. I have Joseph was another guy that was helping me do this. And yeah, there you go. There you see some smoke.
I'm impressed.
It's not actually the boat on fire. It's actually theater smoke. Here's a geese.
Oh, hi, Goose.
Geese. Whatever. Yep, Goose is gone. There we go. Back to the boat.
Yeah, so I feel like you should have worn like a vest like when meter readers come by because you're always just really scared when strangers approach you. It's 2018. You should have been like, this isn't from a stranger. This is not from a nautical weirdo. This is just from a drinking weirdo, not a nautical weirdo.
What about a life vest?
I think
I
so.
didn't wear a life vest either.
It's a miracle that you are standing on 2 feet today. I'm just shocked that this is still, you still are found a way to survive this shenanigans.
So this boat right here is powered off a 12-volt car battery.
Oh.
And it's this little troller motor that did not go very fast at all.
Nope.
I feel like I'm recycling footage. But it was very hard to control. I actually there was a crazy series of like pulleys and ropes to steer with the steering wheel. None of that worked.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of the point of a trolling motor, so that it goes pretty slowly. This isn't.
Trolling.
Yeah. You're trying to find fish and not random strangers to give drinks to. So what was your line when you went up there? Were you just like, "Hey, I'm a cocktail guy.
Well, here's
Want
the thing.
something for free?"
All these people are waiting in line, to go in there and drink. And here's Nick Britsky, weirdo in a child sandbox, giving free drinks.
Yep.
No one questioned me.
This-
Everyone took the drink. It could have been any manner of bad things.
This is the epitome of seems legit.
I mean, it was plastered with Rusted Crow. That's all we need is like a bad Yelp review for Rusted Crow.
Was that the only thing that was plastered that night? Hey, zingers! Oh, look, a different angle from the B-roll.
So this is me actually getting off the boat, which was very scary.
You look like you are taking on water right there, my friend.
Yes, I definitely was. So one of the seals broke. We probably, took on a ton of water.
Did you call PETA?
That was good.
See, that's a seal joke.
I get it.
The audience should have clapped when they heard that, because, seals, clapping. Anyways, there we go.
So the lovely sunset on Belle Isle.
That's beautiful.
Look at how gorgeous
Oh,
that is.
amazing.
Yeah, moving very, very quickly.
Yep. As the sun is wont to do.
It's time to go home. It's time for us to sunset this segment.
We are hurtling through space at thousands of miles just right now. And here we are.
And here we are, walking at the edge of a dock and saying goodbye to the fateful day at Yelp Naughty by Nature.
Oh boy. You're not gonna jump, are you?
I jumped off, yeah.
Oh,
I cut it right
geez.
before I jumped, though.
Oh.
Fiend.
Very, very nice,
Very artsy
Nicholas.
fartsy.
Very nice.
All right, well, thank you so much to Yelp for that. Now what we are going to do is we're going to review a gadget. And with this segment, we're going to look at books. We're going to look at different products. And this one is actually Rob Weiss's and Glass Vodka. They put together this subscription box. So my lovely assistant, Lish, will come out. Look at this. Let's give Lish a round of applause. Yes, yes, yes. So this subscription box is, you can actually sign up for a couple different ones. They start around $84 a month, but you get some pretty cool stuff in here. So you ready to open this up with me?
Let's do it.
All right.
Let me just use all of my skills of opening.
Yep, good opening. Yep, good.
We'll open
All right,
this.
so tell me, what do you see in here?
I see, let's see, lots of things. Let me take a real close look.
All right, well, I think
Feels hard.
Feels hard, yes, that's correct. I think the big thing here, and this is actually from the Glass Vodka Group, is this high-end bottle of vodka.
Ooh.
And what's actually interesting is this crazy lock they have on top to kind of keep you out of the vodka, I
Like
guess.
the Da Vinci Code.
Exactly.
Do 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 do.
Was there a theme song from Da Vinci Code?
Do 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 do.
That must
Da
have been
Vinci.
So yeah, this is
Tom Hanks.
like
Da
a
Vinci Code.
metal clasp. I mean, this is crazy. And then this nice glass stopper. Look at that noise. So
Wow.
yeah, some lovely glass vodka right here. So this is kind of the the main event.
Let me smell it.
You want to smell? All right, hold on.
Smells like vodka.
Just smell. Get a better whiff.
Let me see. Oh. Smells great.
All right, so they actually gave you kind of a cocktail recipe to make in here.
Wow.
And it is it's actually a vodka martini. Okay. So,
Shaken, not stirring.
well,
Like James Bond?
I get it. Yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah, well, I'll work on that one.
So with that, we have this Dirty Sue premium olive juice.
Oh.
Yeah, look at that. So this is what comes in here, and this is what you would then mix to make a dirty martini.
Wow.
And then I actually grabbed a bottle of Dolan Dry, one of my favorites, dry vermouth to put in
Cool.
here. But that's not the end. So you think you just have the cocktail, there's actually more.
But wait, there's more.
So, when you have a great vodka, you can pair it up with some steaks.
Oh, wow.
So you get 25% off your...
Trump steaks?
Not Trump steaks.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no, no. 25%
Still waiting
off.
on my refund for that.
25% off your next order from New York Prime Beef.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Do you get just like a big prime beef?
yeah, it looks like
a
you
prime
get
rib?
You get a beef, and then it kind of has all the marks. So I guess it's kind of a DIY beef.
Oh, I don't really like DIY beef. I kind of like my do-it-for-me beef, basically.
We have this.
I don't trust my DIY beefing.
So here's a great book that explains everything in here. Talks about the dirty martini, talks about the beef. The other thing in here is actually a humidor. And this
Wow.
is the
Like a real humidor?
yeah, the world's most adorable bag humidor.
It's humidorable?
Oh, that's good.
Thank you.
That's so
Thank
good.
you. Thank you. See, some of this stuff works live.
Yeah. So this is the 1-year humidor bag that is humidorable
Wow.
by Boveda.
Bovetta.
No mess, no worries, and joy. Zero activation, zero maintenance. Last 1 full year. So,
Wow. 1 full year. Look, I can clap now.
Oh, you're learning.
I'm learning so much. 12 years at Puppet Juilliard for this. Right here, Mom. $347,000 in student loans. And I can clap. And almost talk and clap at the same time.
You know we don't make any money on this, right?
No! Why? Why? Acting. Why?
We have 3 Carrillo cigars of various
Wow.
sizes. I know zero about cigars,
Me
so I'm
neither.
sure they're lovely.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna stick with that. Now, how do you cut up your steaks? Well, with steak knives right here.
Wow.
So there are some fancy steak knives here,
I gotta be honest, this is all for $84.
starting at 84.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is like gotta be the $10,000
This is the 10,000
one, right?
version. Yep.
It comes with a humidorable.
humidorable.
It comes with like, fancy steak knives.
8 steak knives.
That's like, third place in the Glengarry office right there. Set of steak knives and a humidorable. 4th place, you're fired.
So that's what we got here. How we doing in time, everyone? Yeah,
Time
we got
check.
it good. All right. So what we are going to do is I am actually going to sweepstakes this off to one of lucky audience member.
Wow.
I know, right? So let me pack this up
You gotta
really
tell
quick.
them the retail value for their taxes.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna have to figure that out.
Thanks, Obama.
I think it's gonna be under $500, so
Better
they're
be.
not gonna have to report it.
I don't know. No, that thing's gotta be at least it's like a 6-figure box of stuff right there.
6 figures, absolutely.
Yep.
So-
that includes the decimal point and 3 zeros.
So what we are going to do is, let's see here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 people in the studio audience.
Pick a number between 1-3 million.
I'm going to ask cameraman Andy to give me a random number. 7. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Spencer.
Wow, Mr. Newlywed himself.
Spencer, come on down.
Spencer. Spencer's tall, in case you couldn't tell at home.
So Spencer, here's a late wedding gift for you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nick.
Spencer got married a couple of months ago.
Yep.
Thank you, Rob Vices.
And now he has steak knives and vodka and do you smoke cigars?
When I want to feel cool.
All right, so we have some cigars for Spencer.
It's
So
a first time for everything, Spencer.
Thank you.
there you
Thank
go.
you so much.
Cheers.
Wow.
All right, very good. So, well, thank you so much to Rob Vices. And we are going to get ready for our next segment, which is a commercial break. So stay tuned, because when we come back, we are going to make a cocktail for everyone. So stay tuned.
What?
We do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
IMCA.
All right, we are back.
IMCA.
Welcome back to Nick Drinks, where we talk about anything boozy and cocktail culture. I'm your host, Nick Britsky, and it is time to make a cocktail, everyone.
Yay! Clap, 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 clap.
My lovely assistant Lish is bringing us some ice. Ooh. Okay. So what we are making here, this is the rum runner, and what we are doing with the rum runner is Sailor Jerry was nice enough to send us some rum.
Arr.
Are you familiar with Sailor Jerry?
Oh, me and Jerry go way back.
When did you first meet him?
I met him off the coast of Lake Michigan once.
Oh,
He
okay.
was fjording through Lake Michigan, portaging. He's usually an open water sailor, but this time he said, no, I want to go to a big unsalty lake because my rum, not salty.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah.
So this drink is a classic rum runner, and we are going to start with 2 parts of Sailor Jerry spiced rum. So we're going to do 2 ounces of that, everyone.
Oh, what's on that bottle there?
Let's see here. That is a lovely lady right here.
Ladies
Yeah.
love Sailor Jerry.
92 proof. Lovely
Okay.
stuff.
Not too strong,
Negative.
not too unstrong, if you know what I mean.
All right, we are missing 1 juice here. I don't know where that is hiding off to. Anyone?
The mystery juice.
The mystery juice.
The
We're gonna
juice
add
is loose.
1 ounce of, this is a blackberry liqueur. Yum, yum, yum.
Wow, ooh, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah. You want to smell?
Yes,
Good, good. What does it smell like?
really opens the palate. Well, my first thought is it smells like blackberry,
Oh.
but my second thought is, yeah, still blackberry.
All right, we're going to grab some juice.
Okay. Who out there's got a blackberry they're using, huh? Huh?
Anyone still use a blackberry?
No, fine,
Okay.
fine.
All right, we're going to add 1 ounce of pineapple juice.
Oh, I love pineapples.
Ooh, a little spill. 1 ounce of orange juice.
Oh, this is getting better and better each time you say a thing that's out of your mouth.
So we're going to add some ice.
Ice. Is that an experimental cocktail? You're adding ice? Wow.
Are you making fun of me?
Well, you know.
All right, so we're going to shake this up right here. So it's a simple
Here,
cocktail.
let me help you.
This looks awkward. This looks very awkward. Oh, don't do that.
That was not good. I regret nothing. Je ne regrette rien. That's French.
So this drink is actually over some crushed ice. And if you don't want to crush ice at home, my biggest tip is to go to Sonic.
Wow.
Sonic will sell you a whole bag of crushed or of pellet ice for $1.59.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
You know, I was on Prime Day shopping, and they had like a shelf top like pebble ice maker.
Was it the Opal?
I don't know. It was good enough that I almost bought 7, but then I said, no, that's the dumbest thing you'll ever do in your life after going to puppet school at Juilliard.
Yes.
Second only.
So we are going to add a, as a boy has a very long straw. We're going to make this a little patriotic because what is tomorrow?
Tuesday?
It is primary day.
Primary day.
So we want everyone to vote. We don't care who you vote for. We just want you to vote.
That's correct.
So the audience all has a rum runner. What do you guys think?
Ooh.
Very yummy. Actually, this is really, really good. Last thing I forgot to add is a little bit of grenadine on top. You want to try?
Whoa.
There we go. Lovely, lovely, lovely.
You got there's like 15 different things in that drink, man. That's amazing.
Oh, that's good. That's super, super good.
Incredible.
So that is our. So this is it's a great drink. Rum runners. If anyone's not familiar with rum runners, this is what they actually were, the smuggling boats that they would take to get rum, oftentimes across the Detroit River.
Wow.
So you'd actually have this boat, it'd be filled up with rum, you'd sneak it in under the authorities, and you would be running rum during Prohibition to smuggle it into the country.
When I hear rum runners, I think rum runners rocks downtown Lansing. Anybody? No? Anybody?
Oh boy.
Anybody remember that?
Wrap it up.
From,
Okay.
From Michigan
That's a
State?
good one.
No?
All right. Well, so
Okay.
again, encourage you tomorrow, go to the polls, go vote, enjoy yourself a rum runner.
Rock the vote.
And we are going to get ready to interview our lovely guest, Tammy Coxon. Let's have her come on now.
All right, Tammy.
Why don't you take a break, Muppet?
All right. Sayonara.
Tammy, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Our first interview ever. Woo.
Woo.
Look at your shoes. Your shoes are great.
Thanks.
Okay. So tell me, what is Tammy's Tastings?
So Tammy's Tastings is my business that I've had since 2006, and I create unique food and drink experiences. So I do a lot of different things that I kind of put under that umbrella. These days, that's mostly teaching cocktail classes.
Okay. And is that your full-time gig?
It is.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah, a
So
couple
you've
of
made
years
the dream.
ago, I was able to quit my day job to start pursuing it full time.
Boy, that's wonderful. So what kind of was that thing, that spark that said, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I want to do with my
Well,
life.
I actually started Tammy's Tastings doing tasting events and artisan chocolates. And tasting events, nobody wanted. It was really hard to sell those. Artisan chocolates, that was a pretty easy sell. But then over the years, as my interests changed, the business changed, and I got really into craft cocktails, started doing cocktail parties at home, and then I said, well, I've really enjoyed learning about making cocktails. I bet other people would too. And I did a little test run of a cocktail class. And this was right around the time the Ravens Club in Ann Arbor had opened up. And I was there because I'd done some secret shopping for them. And I was telling them about what I'd been up to. And Jeff Paquin said, well, you should do those here on Mondays when we're closed. And I said, yes, I should.
So this was about how many years ago?
2011.
Okay. So that was really kind of when the cocktail scene in Ann Arbor and Detroit was really exploding.
Exactly. So I had been doing some traveling and sort of seeing the cocktail scene out in the coast and starting to see it in Chicago as that sort of came a little bit ahead. And then that was what made cocktail classes really the thing that let me take off, is because it just hit the market at just the right time.
Right. So tell me a little bit about the Ann Arbor cocktail scene. You mentioned Ravens Club.
Ravens Club, sort of our first place that was a craft cocktail focused bar. Even before that, though, the place I got my start with craft cocktails was Zingerman's Roadhouse, of all places. They were the first place in town that had a real craft cocktail menu, and I learned all about historical drinks through drinking through their menu. But these days, the Last Word is, of course, the go-to place in Ann Arbor. It's
the last word, if you will.
The last word in cocktails. It's my cheers, I call it. And so that's definitely a go-to place. 327 Braun Court. I liken it to drinking in your friend's basement, except it's above ground, so there's natural light. But it just has that feeling. It's a really casual, relaxed dive bar kind of environment, but with really good cocktails, or just a beer if you want it, and the best White Russian in town.
Oh, okay.
We've got our own distillery now, the Ann Arbor Distilling Company, so that's always a great spot.
And what I love about them is they are the only ones that I know of, at least in Michigan, that are doing a seasonal variety with their gin.
Right. And
So-
their seasonal gins are really interesting because they're not just, this is a gin to drink in the winter, this is a gin to drink in the summer. They really try to take the smells, flavors, sights of the season and translate that into a gin. So their distiller, John Britton, is just doing really fun stuff.
And we actually hosted an event there, and it was wonderful. Such a cool event space, too. So how has it kind of changed? So when you look at kind of 2011 to 2000 now, how has Ann Arbor changed? Is obviously there's more places. Do you see people wanting to dig more into cocktails? What do you see?
So I think we've seen the same thing in Ann Arbor that we see all over the country, which is that you got a couple good places that start up. So the level of cocktails increases at that one place. And then as bartenders from there leave and go to other venues, they bring that knowledge with them. And the bar just rises. And so people no longer are surprised when they go to a bar that has fresh juice in their cocktails. They expect that. And that's definitely what we've seen in Ann Arbor. So even your average restaurant has a better quality of cocktails than they did 5 years ago.
And I think now we're almost seeing like this second generation. So now we see like Robert Cleveland, who's
Right.
doing his own line of spirits.
Right. So Robin Cleveland, who was at The Last Word, and I think was at Ravens
think for a little
before
bit, yeah.
that. And so now he's got Norden Akavit, which is great.
Amazing.
Yeah, really, really tasty Akavit. So yeah, you definitely start to see that. Xavier, who was a waiter at The Last Word for years, he's now the bar manager at Haymaker, and it's a beer and a shot kind of a bar. But I know now, like if I had to go there, he could probably whip me up a daiquiri if that's what I wanted.
And I think that what's great is so when you really lean into, we have like a little secret voice behind us. When you really lean into some of these bar spaces, you start to really get to know the people and the bartenders and the people. And with that, then you follow them from place to place because you really love them and you want to see what their new adventure is.
Right. I remember going to a bar at Braun Court and sort of stumbling into a bartender that I had lost from another bar and being, oh, well,
my God,
now I
good
have
job.
to start coming
Yes.
here a lot more often, right?
So how is Ann Arbor kind of different from Detroit?
Detroit just has so much more going on. I mean, my list of places to go to in Detroit it gets longer than my opportunities to go to places in Detroit. Last summer, I actually took a weekend, went to Detroit for the weekend with a friend so we could hit all the bars and restaurants that we wanted to. The pace of change in Ann Arbor is definitely a little bit slower. You know, you can keep up with what's going on with the scene there in a way that that if you don't live in Detroit, it's really hard to do.
Smaller market, but still a very solid market.
Oh, absolutely, right. The drinks that the bartenders in Ann Arbor are making are top notch.
So you have my dream job. I am a huge NPR fan, and you are basically the cocktail gal for Michigan radio.
That's right.
Tell me about that gig.
Yeah, so that came up a few years ago. A couple years ago. We've been doing it for about 2 years now, and I suggested it to Lester Graham. A friend of mine actually had heard about a show in Kentucky near where she lived, and she said, you should see if your local station wants to do that. And Lester and I have been friends for years. He's actually really instrumental in how I started getting into the cocktail end of Tammy's Tastings. He's the one who gave me the confidence to approach the Ravens Club about this idea that I'd had. And so I said, hey, what do you think? And he pitched it to the producers, and they thought it was a good idea. Yep.
And is Lester Graham like super cool in real life?
He is. It's really funny. People ask me that all the time. What's Lester like in real life? And I laugh because I've known him for so long, and I didn't really associate him with the radio when I met him. So he's just a nice guy. He takes photographs. We have a good time. We're not allowed to have any alcohol in the studio. So when we just do the drinks where it's just me and him, we make them in my house. So it's nice, you know. We make a drink, we sit around, we chat. And then sometimes we get out and we go visit bars, distilleries, and you know, talk to the people there. We've got a spot coming up, not this Friday, but the following Friday that'll be with Robin Cleveland.
Sneak peek.
Sneak peek,
Ooh.
yeah.
So when I was looking at some of your photos, I saw that you did a public event with the radio as well. You were serving drinks?
That's right. We were making mocktails.
Mocktails. Again,
Mocktails,
back to mocktails.
yes,
Okay.
right. You know, we were out on the street in Ann Arbor during the
Because
Ann Arbor
it's a
Art
legal open
Fairs.
container.
Legal open
Yeah.
containers, right, exactly. And, you know, Michigan radio,
Yep.
upstanding citizens and all. But I have to tell you, when you're shaking cocktails at, you know, I think it was 11 o'clock in the morning, you definitely attract some attention. The booth was very busy through the whole time that we were there.
So I'm coming through Ann Arbor. I just went to a game or something against MSU. And tell me if I have a couple, you know, the must stops, like what bars do I have to hit? I know it's hard to pick a favorite.
Right. Last Word is definitely the place to hit. And then I'd say, so what are you in the mood for? Because Ann Arbor also has some great beer bars. So Session Room is a local brewery doing some really great things, especially if you like sours, goses. They've always got a really interesting lineup there. So that's a place a little outside the cocktail sphere, but I would definitely recommend. And then the other places I mentioned, I do a craft cocktail walking tour that I lead. Cool. And that's where we stop. We stop at the distillery, we stop at the Last Word, and we stop at 327.
And that's something that'd be very difficult to do in Detroit. It'd be a lot of walking to hit all the places anyway.
Right, but you couldn't hit all the places in a night anyway. Right. 3, 4, it's a good amount.
That's a good number. Are there any great wine places to check out in Ann Arbor?
So Vin Bar, if you want to learn about local Michigan wines. And then the Earl, of course, is the old standby for a good, solid European wine list. Okay. Oh, and Spencer. Have to mention Spencer. Spencer, it's a fast casual place, or I guess fast fine is what they call it these days. So really solid kitchen, putting out really great food, but you go up to the bar and you order there and then they bring your food to you. And they have a really amazing selection of wines, which you can order by the glass or take away by the bottle.
So coming up, what kind of classes? You said you have a class with Robin? No, you have a segment with Robin.
So I have a class with Robin coming up in November.
Okay,
so my regular public classes, I teach at the Last Word about twice a month. Okay. And then I do private in-home events for individuals and businesses. I do corporate events. I'm going to Toledo on Wednesday morning to teach some ladies about making mocktails at 9 a.m. So that'll be a good time. But my upcoming classes, I have a sold-out class called Farm to Glass Cocktails on August 12th. But after that, in September, I've got Drink Like a Monk, which has been one of my most popular classes over the years. We look at monk-made herbal liqueurs, chartreuse, Benedictine, and beer cocktails. Cool. And then later in the month, one I'm really excited about, which is Mezcal Mania. Wow. Mezcal is my all-time favorite spirit, but it's very divisive. So I feel like after 7 years of teaching cocktail classes, I've accumulated enough Mezcal fans to run a class.
There's not a lot of them in Michigan, too.
Right.
Yeah. So people want to learn more about you. Where can people find you on social media, your websites?
So the website is tammystastings.com. Same thing on Facebook, same thing on Instagram when I remember to post there.
And do you have a lot of great photos on Instagram as well?
I have some great photos on Instagram. If I was better at remembering to post there. The thing I have trouble doing is remembering to take pictures. I'm in the middle of an event and then I realize, oh, that would have been a great picture. Right. Yeah.
Well, Tammy, thank you so much.
Thanks
do you have
for
time for a
having me.
game?
I do have time for a game.
All right, so we're going to challenge Tammy to a game. Booze Bunny, how's it going down there?
Oh, Nick, just peachy.
What do you think of Tammy?
Tammy, that was very informative. I thought that was very cool. Mezcal, huh?
Mezcal, love it.
Oh, that's great. I don't drink a lot of mezcal.
Well, you should.
Well, maybe I'll try it next time.
You could come to my class.
Oh, I like that.
All right, if we can just get some ice, and then, so the name of this game this is called Grandma's House.
Wow.
So this is Grandma's house right here in this box. And what the challenge is you've gone to your grandma's house and you are trying to make a cocktail with all the things that you find. So Tammy, tell me what you found at Grandma's house.
All right, Grandma has some Instant Collins mix.
Wow.
Which, like, I assume is like instant lemonade.
What year is that? It says 59 cents on the top.
59 cents. Man, I don't know. Does it have a year?
It's
Does it
got
have an
something about buying
expiration
war
date?
bonds on there, so probably from the greatest
Yeah,
generation.
this has been around for a long time. All right, what else do I have? I have some tonic water. Well, that makes it easy because I also have some gin. All right, so worst case scenario, gin and tonic. We're all good. Okay. Grandma has a fresh lemon lying around her basement. That's really convenient. This is really funny, Nick, because I actually did a cocktail class in someone's home, and they called her Glamma because she was the glam grandma, and she had this amazing bar with all these vintage bottles, probably from the 60s, and I regret to this day that I did not ask her if I could buy her bottle of Campari that was like Campari changed their formula to take out the bug
bugs, yeah,
coloring,
to make
and
it
this was
vegan.
This was pre-bug coloring
Yeah.
changeover, and I'm very sad. Okay, we have some absinthe. My grandma would never have absinthe in her basement, Nick. All right, a little bit of cognac. Grandma's been nipping into the
nipped a little.
cognac. Grandma's got some Saint Germain. She's an upscale grandma. All right, Grand Marnier, rosé liqueur. Is this like rose?
Looks like Courvoisier, so
It's
some more, yeah.
Courvoisier, but is it rose as well? No, it's like a cognac. All right. All right. Oh, wow. Grandma's got a lot going on. What is this thing? Oh, is this like an apricot
So I feel like this is
brandy?
something that definitely you go to Grandma's house and there's something that's very authentic
Oh, wow.
to. You smell. You have no idea what it is.
It's like it's nutty, right? Are those
don't know
like
what it
little
is, too.
hazelnuts over
This
there?
was in my drawer of mystery things.
This is really interesting. All right. Orange, 99 oranges, orange liqueur, a 99 proof orange liqueur. That's
Oh, more
Wow.
absinthe. Grandma.
more absinthe, Grandma. We got to get you a
Grandma.
fountain. All right, some Don Q Cristal. Nice rum there. All right, Grandma's
So this is my
got
freebie. This is
okay.
a kit from Crate and Barrel that's tools.
Oh,
for birthday.
nice. I like this channel knife
Mm-hmm.
zester combo. That's really sweet. Okay.
All right, so
let's
what are
see.
we thinking?
Got some bitters.
Yep, some peach bitters, of course.
Grandma, where's your Angostura? All right. I think I have everything useful out of here.
Yeah.
I think nothing is left in Grandma's
What am I
basement.
thinking? All right. Well, I have
Looks
a
like we got
lemon.
some sugar too.
Oh, we have some sugar. Okay. Oh, absinthe sugar. Right. You got to have that. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna riff. I think on a Corpse Reviver number 2.
Okay.
We don't have any Lillet.
So tell us, what is that?
Okay, so Corpse Reviver number 2, one of these classic morning drinks.
Reviving your dead
reviving your
corpse,
dead
yes.
corpse. They were hangover cures. The number 1 is really disgusting. The number 2 is one of my favorite cocktails, one of the great all-time cocktails. And we don't know about the rest of them. We know there were probably 6 of them, but we don't know what they are. So it's a great equal parts drink. So that's what's fantastic. If all I had was, a spent lemon shell, I could still measure out this recipe.
I think you have a jigger.
I do have a jigger though, exactly. So we're gonna go with some of the gin, and then we'll need the lemon. We'll need to make some lemon juice. Does Grandma have a knife? Oh, does this kid have a
maybe.
knife? Oh, all right. Let's see what we got in here. No, I can only make peels. Is that what you're telling me?
I have no idea. What is in this crazy kit? This looks scary.
Do you think that could be knife-like? Is it like a scissors?
Oh, that's sharp.
Whoa.
Oh, look, there's a knife. Excellent. Okay.
Grandma MacGyver.
All right.
So we are cutting up
Okay.
a lemon.
So we're cutting up a lemon.
Are you
What
get
am I
squirting
mixing this
Squirting
thing
right
with?
in
All right,
my
I
puppet
just
eye.
have this. Sorry, puppet. All right.
We need a puppet shield for the thing that's not down here. Yeah.
The
Yep.
worst Gallagher show I've ever been to.
All right, Grandma's got pretty sad lemons. I have to tell you, this is not the juiciest lemon. Okay.
Audience,
So
who knows the Gallagher reference? Anyone know Gallagher? All right, we got a couple hands. Okay, good.
Yay.
all right.
I'll keep you around, puppet.
Oh, thank you.
Wow, Grandma shops at bad stores.
Badlemon.com.
Badlemon.com.
Sounds like a production company.
All right. So I'm aiming for about 3/4 of an ounce of lemon, which I think is going to be most of this lemon.
Oh,
All right,
there's
I don't have a
just no
shaker.
juice out of there.
No, there's just no juice. Okay, I don't have a shaker. I just have this thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I did 3/4 of an ounce of that. Do I have a glass? Oh, we have a
We have
glass.
2 glasses
there.
right here.
Okay, perfect. All right. Okay. I'm gonna go with some gin. So again, 3/4 ounce, equal parts cocktail, and then orange liqueur. So we're going to pull out this Grand Marnier. That's a very grandma thing.
Yep.
All right, Nick, can you help me with that?
Absolutely.
My hands are moist from that lemon.
Everyone's
Perfect.
favorite word.
Indeed. All right. And then I don't have any Lillet Blanc. That's what I would usually use, or Coca Americano, an aromatized wine. So we're just going to go with bartender's ketchup.
All right.
Saint Germain.
Nice. Thanks, Grandma. No Lillet.
No Lillet. It's all right. This will
All right.
make it boozier.
So let's quickly stir this guy up.
All right. While you're doing that, I got to get some absinthe rinse going on these glasses.
Wow.
I know.
Good thing Grandma had 10 bottles of absinthe.
Good thing.
The only drink in my grandma's basement was a giant water thing. Because I'm a
I
bunny.
have to tell you, this absinthe is a really disturbing color.
Do you want ice in this, in your glasses?
No ice in the glasses.
All right.
All right.
So let's strain this and let's
my
taste it,
stir
and then we're
stick.
going to wrap.
All right.
You
we
can use
have
it
a
as a strainer
strainer?
too, I think.
Oh, I think I can use this right here.
Look at that. Let's give her a round of applause. And then I noticed Grandma has a umbrella. So, I mean, I'm going to put an umbrella in my Corpse Survivor.
All right. I'm going to split this up a little better, Nick.
Well, Tammy, thank you so much for being the first guest ever on Nick
Cheers.
Drinks. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's really not bad.
Grandma.
That's really good. Good job. I say you won. Good job. Well, thank you so much to Tammy. Thanks to the audience. This was our first ever episode. We did it. Woo! So funny story. We're off next week. So yeah.
You work 1 week and then you're already off? I like this gig.
Good. I'm glad you're there. So we're going to be back on August 20th, and we're going to have Nick Offerman as our guest.
Yeah,
awesome.
right.
Why don't you believe me?
Oh, who's on the 27th? The Queen of England? Big drinker.
You are just going to have to find out. So come back 2 weeks, and until everyone, good night, everyone.
Good night.